I've been wanting to do this for a while. I have never known how to approach it because, like I said, I don't know much about this, so I don't really know. I don't really know the parameters for it or what have you. But today, I've been watching. I watch a whole bunch of different YouTubers, and it seems like lately, just about everybody that I listen to or watch on a daily basis, they're talking about Richard Hart and Hex. I don't have any personal thoughts about Richard Hart, but except for the fact that when Hex come out, I do want to claim it. But but today it was funny because I had George from Crypto Saras, and then one of the brothers from Altcoin Daily, especially Altcoin Daily. They came out and they're basically calling the project a scam, and Altcoin Daily said that it's a vanity project. And to me, that's irrelevant. To me, in all honesty, it doesn't really matter if it's a vanity project from Richard or anything else. I don't really care. But they always seem to talk about the project, and either they don't do enough research on it, or they're just going about from what they're hearing from some other subscribers. I don't really know how they come up with their conclusions. I honestly don't. But today Altcoin Daily came out, and besides the fact that he called it a vanity project, which is fine. Whether it is or not is it doesn't really matter. At least I don't think it does. But he had a couple of things wrong, which is what I'm making this video about. He said that Hex is a fork of Bitcoin. It's not. Hex is a ERC20 Ethereum-based, coin. It's got no Bitcoin BTC code in the project whatsoever. It was originally called Bitcoin Hex because he thought that was a good brand, and he was giving it away to Bitcoin holders. Then it's just called Hex now, which it doesn't matter to me one way or another. But if you're going to say that it's a Bitcoin fork, then you should be knowledgeable before you say that it's actually going to be a fork. When it's not, it's an ERC20 Ethereum-based coin or token, whatever you want to call it. What was the other thing that he said? I don't really. I started recording this video and I realized that I wasn't recording. So all of my thoughts now are kind of scrambled a little bit. The point that I'm trying to make is this, man. Look, I hold BTC. Oh yes, that was the other point, that he's under the impression that you gotta buy Hex with your BTC. You don't. You don't buy anything with BTC. If you hold BTC, you're getting Hex for free. All you have to do is have it on a wallet, or on a wallet that you could sign the transaction. So they could take a snapshot, and that's how they verify that you actually do hold the amount of BTC that you say that you hold. The BTC is yours to do with whatever you want with it. If you put it like I'm gonna have to do, because I got my BTC in different wallets, different places. I'm gonna put them all in one single place, in one single wallet that that is compatible with the snapshot, that I could sign the transaction, and then I'm going to move it back, or whatever it is move it back to where I keep it, or move it back to someplace else. doesn't matter what I do with it. It's mine. I'm not giving it to Richard. I'm not giving it to anybody. It's my BTC. I'm just putting it in one place that I could sign the transaction with. They could take their snapshot and I could get my free hex from holding BTC. Which is something similar like when you were holding BTC and you got BCH. You know, something similar to that. But if you think that Richard's a scammer or not, I mean that's your opinion. You know, that everybody's free to think whatever they want. I don't hold a personal opinion on Richard one way or the other. I'm just going by what his project is. His project is not going to have a value when it comes out. The value is going to be zero. I hold BTC, I'm sorry. I hold BTC, so I'm going to get free hex when I claim it. Okay, the BTC is still mine. For the one thing that I'm going to give people, and that I do not agree with the way he words it, is for people that they don't hold BTC but they have Ethereum, and he calls it amplifier or something. I'm not sure right now what the term was. That you convert, Ethereum, for BTC. That I don't agree with it, with the words he likes to use, because it tends to be misleading in that sense. Just call it for what it is. If you don't hold BTC but you want to claim hex, you can buy it with Ethereum. Point and simple. You're just buying it. If you put one Ethereum in the million hex bucket or the billion hex bucket, bucket or whatever, and you're the only person who put any Ethereum in that bucket, the only person who's going to get that million or billion hex, whatever the heck, I think it's a billion. You're going to be the only one who gets all of that hex in that bucket. But if two people put one Ethereum, then you each are going to get 500,000. One way or the other. The more people, but you're basically buying it. That's why I said just call it for what it is. You buying a hex with Ethereum. But for the people who hold BTC, you're not buying anything. They're just taking a snapshot of the BTC you hold, and they're giving you hex for the amount of BTC that you hold. That's it. Nothing more. Richard's not getting your BTC. Nobody's getting your BTC. You're keeping yours. That's yours. You're getting the hex for free, which is the route. I'm not planning on buying anything with Ethereum. I do hold some Ethereum. Not planning on buying anything. I'll claim the free coins, but I'm not going to buy a damn thing. Sorry, Richard, but it is what it is. But I don't like people just calling things a scam, because there are a lot of real scams out there, and they're calling taking your money and taking your BTC, Ethereum, whatever the hell they can get their hands on. But whether I think Richard's project's a scam, I don't know if the project's a scam or not, because it hasn't come out. I'm going to claim free coins. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to get X amount of hex for the X amount of BTC that I own. That's all that means to me. I'm going to lock 90% of what I get. I may lock it for 6 months. I may lock it for a year. I may lock it for 2 years or 10 years. That's all entirely up to you, the length of time that you want to lock it up for. So I'm probably going to lock it for at least a year or a year and a half. The 90%, the other 10%. If I see that the price goes up, I may sell it. I may not. But at least I'm going to have 10% on this side that is free for me to use if I want to. I don't have any rush on trying to get rid of something that I got for free. I guess everybody, most people, that's what they like doing. As soon as they get something, I got to dump it. Well, That's your prerogative. You can do whatever you want with it. But I don't have a problem locking it up for 6 months, a year, whatever. The thing, when everybody talks about a year, is because that is how you get the maximum rewards. If you lock up your 90%, of coin of hex for a year, is how you get the maximum amount of rewards in hex that you're going to get. So I am going to lock up my claim for at least a year. I don't have any need or any rush to get rid of it as soon as I get it, because I see no point to it. It has no value. So if the value goes up after a while, then I might want to consider holding some and dumping some. I don't know. I don't know what the outcome is going to be, because it's not here yet. I don't see the future, and I don't think anybody else can either. But I just wish people would stop calling everything a scam. Whether you like Richard or not, I don't think that's relevant. Because if you look at it, every project that's out there today is a vanity project. XRP, Ethereum, Neo, whatever the hell it is, it's still a vanity project, because all of those people, all of these projects were created by people who got into Bitcoin early. Bitcoin came first. People got, Bitcoin back then. They got a whole ton of Bitcoin. They're holding a whole ton of Bitcoin. And then they said, hold on, wait a minute. Let me make my own. They want to call it, better than Bitcoin. They want to call it a whole bunch of stuff. But I look at it like this. They all made billions of coins or millions of coins out of thin air. And they all became even richer, rich, because they created new coins, and they're holding a ton of them, for themselves. As the price of those coins go up, so does the price of their holdings. So it's all of the projects out there today, they're basically vanity projects, because all of those early developers, they created their own coins, and they all hold on to them. None of them, created the coins and they said, okay, I'm not going to hold any of it. No, they created a billion and they're holding 500,000, 500 million for themselves. The other 500 million is going, out to the public or whatever. Each and every single project has done that. So each and every single project, developer, founder, however you want to call it, has done that. So they're all vanity projects. Satoshi, he mined 1 million coins for himself, whether he died and never got a chance to dump it on the market, or he just mined it, to hold it for when it reaches $1 million, so he'll be the richest person in the world. I don't know. I'm not Satoshi. But everybody that has created a project, they're holding a ton of the coins that they have created, and their wealth has increased because of that. So they all qualified as a vanity project, because 90% of the projects out there today don't even work. 90% of the projects that a lot of YouTubers seem to push on everybody else, everybody wants to call it shilling, whatever. I think it's a stupid word, but what have you. Most of them don't work, dude. They don't have a working project, but their capitalization, their market capitalization keeps, goes up. Even when they have dropped 90% in value, they're still worth millions of dollars. I don't see why, but whatever, it is what it is. I'm not here to judge any project. I'm not here to, I'm just trying to say, if I'm being offered free coins for something that I'm already holding, Why is it a big deal to claim it? Why everybody has to come out and speak against it? Like it's